Thanks for staying with us. We have seen these a lot across Wisconsin recently, but there's no guarantee you, the voter, would approve a school referendum.
Still, districts have had to ask for help 17 times across southern Wisconsin in the last 2 years, 9 of those in Dane County. 2 of those referenda, which are in red, have failed, and that's why schools are pleading with Republicans to boost their funding this budget cycle, hoping to avoid going to referendum in the future. Our Jamie Perez heard from district leaders at a Capitol rally today, and she is live with their message tonight. Jamie?
Well, many of them claim that Wisconsin has a history of providing little to no new funding for K through 12 education, and many of them say that this year's budget is a slap in the face. After a year of uncertainty in schools.
Once again, we're staring down a budget that simply upholds a failing status quo when we know that there's more than enough money to do right by every kid in this state.
Many of Dane County's local school district leaders showed up at the Capitol steps this morning, certainly opposed to a portion of the budget that Republican lawmakers crafted for schools.
If this goes through, Madison Metropolitan School District will face a budget cut of nearly $3 million.
Under a Republican-approved plan, the state would cut property taxes, a key school funding source, and use projected extra revenue to help balance it out. MMSD Superintendent Dr. Carlton Jenkins said by not increasing education funding, more money could come out of your pocket through referendums.
Because the revenue limits on school districts are not being loosened much, what they essentially have to do is they have to take that state aid and use it to lower local school property taxes.
Wisconsin Policy Forum Research Director Jason Stein explained that the state budget does include an increase of money spent on schools, but there's a catch. Billions in federal COVID relief can only be spent on certain things.
The flip side of that is, again, we do have a lot of federal aid. It can't be used for everything, but it can be used for a lot of things.
Republican budget leader Mark Bourne pointed to increases in funding for student mental health and education. He added districts will see an extra $2,900 per student thanks to that federal aid as well. But schools are not convinced. They're worried about keeping the status quo or even slipping below it.
Even if this proposal passes and becomes law, that may still sort of reduce districts going to or hold down referenda by districts to voters.
The Assembly is set to take up the budget next week, and we're not exactly sure when the Senate is supposed to look at it again, but Governor Evers has said repeatedly that education is a top priority. So the question then becomes is when this budget bill gets to his desk, what will he do with it? He can use his veto powers to partially oppose some of the budget, or he can reject it entirely. We will keep you updated on those plans going forward.
Jamie Perez live at the Capitol. Jamie, thank you.